Zambia in Africa, and I live in a small rural town called Chongwe. Chongwe is in Lusaka province, which is situated 45 kilometers east of Lusaka. And I've been in ministry since 2001. However, I did not find a place where I had contentment to say this is my place where God has called me. And I was up and down trying to find where I suit in ministry. And it being church, my community, people really wanted me to belong to ministries like youth ministry, play around with adults, but I didn't find the real contentment and value in that. And so I've been praying, asking God, where do you really want me to serve? And I remember on many occasions, mom and dad and other friends and family, they've been trying to wonder, you love ministry so much, but why don't you just become a pastor one day? It's an idea that I thought it was good, but I couldn't imagine myself becoming a local church pastor and how I was going to be free to hang out with kids, because I felt like kids were cool to hang out with. And so it took me a couple of years to pray over this. And last year, somewhere up around April, May, I started searching and praying, and also with the technology, I went on the website trying to find out what is happening globally of our children's ministry. And hey, I came across INCM, and I felt like, wow, this is the place where I could be, especially that I saw a portion where it talked about children's pastor. And now that made me remember of those questions that were popping up in my life, say, why don't you become a pastor? I felt like, wow, so there could be someone called a children's pastor. And so I started communicating. I remember my area communication was to Michael Chenley, just trying to find out a couple of questions, what they do they train children's ministry pastors? And he responded, and it was so overwhelming. And along that way, I also discovered they do conferences like CPC, and of the two, the one from San Diego, which you take from San Diego this year, and the Orlando 2013, I felt like, well, if I could be part of the Orlando one, that was going to be cool. But despite having a passion and finding a place in children's ministry, saying I can belong to this place and be part of international children's ministry, I couldn't find myself ever possible to be in Orlando, because I knew it was going to take a lot of resource, raising money, my air ticket and all, and comparing that to how much support I get per month. But I shared my heart to my lovely wife, Macy. And by the way, we've got a kid who is now 2, and her name is Chisomo. Chisomo means God's grace. And my wife said, wow, if that's coming from your heart, and I know your heart is about children, then we will support you. It doesn't matter what it takes. And so we've been trying to raise my support from family and friends and well-wishers, which hasn't been a short journey, because it all started in May, June, and we've been trying to save here and there. And I remember us discussing, one of the discussions over this with my wife, that we just have to cut on our budget and some things that we needed to get. And my wife was cool about that, because she felt like my heart was powering us strong in children's ministry. And it, along the way, the conference was getting closer. It looked like it was not going to work out. But thank God he came through my way, and I only managed to raise for my air ticket 4 days before I came here. And so I'm happy, to cut my story short, I'm happy to be part of the CPC conference. It has flooded a lot of material and just an eye-opener to what children's ministry is all about. And I look forward to get more and more involved in conferences, trainings. And like I've said, my heart is just not about my family, my church, but also other networks to be created around in the district. And for instance, I'm not only involved in children's ministry in my local church, but also in other branches of my local church, which is Pentecostal Holiness Church. But also I've pioneered a program called Kids Games in Chongwe District, where I live, that is involving and has attracted 13 different churches. This program started all the way in November 2010, and we said with the other leaders that let it not be a program, just a program or an event, but let it bear fruit by it being a discipleship program, so that we can grow leaders that can take up leadership position in Sunday school and in area churches, and also as agent of transformation in their communities and families. And the other beauty that we are trying to do this year is I've given myself a challenge to say, wow, if such networks like INCM can exist on a broader note, then maybe even in Zambia we can come up with a children's ministry leaders network. And so it's cool that the assignment is on. I've contacted so many people that have responded overwhelmingly, and we've given ourselves a target by May 2013. We want to see the Children's Leadership Network being birthed in Zambia. So join us and be part of that. Thank you.